The Metropolitan Archdiocese of Baltimore is the premier see of the Roman Catholic Church in the United States. The Archdiocese comprises the largest metropolitan area in the city of Baltimore as well as 9 of Maryland's 23 counties in the central and western portions of the state: Allegany and Arundel, Baltimore, Carroll, Frederick, Garrett, Harford, Howard, and Washington. The Archdiocese is the metropolitan see of the larger regional ecclesiastical province of Baltimore. The Archdiocese of Baltimore is the oldest diocese in the United States whose see city was within the nation's boundaries when the United States declared its independence in 1776. The Holy See granted the Archbishop of Baltimore the right of precedence in the nation at liturgies, meetings, and plenary councils on August 15, 1859. Although the Archdiocese of Baltimore does not enjoy primatial status, it is the premier episcopal see of the Roman Catholic Church in the United States of America. Within the Archdiocese are 518,000 Catholics, 145 parishes, 545 priests, 159 permanent deacons, 55 brothers, 803 sisters, 205 lay Eucharistic ministers, 5 hospitals, 28 aged homes, 7 diocesan parish high schools, 13 private high schools, 4 colleges, universities, and 2 seminaries in Frederick County's Emmitsburg, Maryland. History. Before and during the American Revolutionary War, the Catholics in Great Britain's 13 colonies in America were under the ecclesiastical jurisdiction of the Bishop of the Apostolic Vicariate of the London District, in England. After the Treaty of Paris, signed September 3, 1783, ended the war, Maryland clergy delivered a petition to the Holy See on November 6, 1783, for permission for the missionaries in the United States to nominate a superior who would have some of the powers of a bishop. In response, Pope Pius VI on June 6, 1784, confirmed Father John Carroll, who had been selected by his brother priests, as superior of the missions in the newly independent 13 United States of North America, with power to give the sacrament of confirmation. This act established a hierarchy in the United States and removed the Catholic Church in the U.S. from the authority of the Vicar Apostolic of the London District. The Holy See then established the office of the Apostolic Prefecture of the United States on November 26, 1784. Because Maryland was one of the few regions of the colonial United States with a substantial Roman Catholic population, the Apostolic Prefecture was elevated to become the Diocese of Baltimore, the first diocese in the United States, on November 6, 1789. In 1790, Father Carroll traveled to England where he was ordained and consecrated as a bishop in Lulworth Castle in Dorset, by authority of the Bishop of London. On April 8, 1808, Pope Pius VII erected the suffragan dioceses of Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Bardstown in Bardstown, Kentucky, which moved in 1841 to the larger city of Louisville, for the territory of the Diocese of Baltimore, and simultaneously raised it to the rank of Metropolitan Archdiocese, thereby making it the Archdiocese of Baltimore. The newly established province of Baltimore, whose metropolitan was the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Baltimore, comprised all of the states and territories of the nation. The Archdiocese again lost territory in following decades with the creation of the Diocese of Richmond on July 11, 1820, and the Diocese of Wilmington on March 3, 1868. On July 22, 1939, the see was temporarily renamed the Archdiocese of Baltimore, Washington, in recognition of the nation's capital. 8 years later, on November 15, 1947, the District of Columbia Columbia and the 2 Washington suburban and 3 southern counties of Maryland became the Archdiocese of Washington, resulting in the present-day Archdiocese of Baltimore. From 1808 until 1847, Baltimore was the only archdiocese in the United States, and therefore the entire country was one ecclesiastical province. As the nation's population grew and waves of Catholic immigrants arrived, the Holy See continued to erect new dioceses and elevate certain others to the status of metropolitan archdioceses, which simultaneously became metropolitan sees of new ecclesiastical provinces. Thus, the province of Baltimore gradually became smaller and smaller. In 1847, the then Diocese of St. Louis was elevated to an archdiocese and metropolitan see of the new province of St. Louis. In 1850, the Diocese of New York was raised to an archdiocese. Also in 1850, the Diocese of Oregon City, now Portland, Oregon, was raised to an archdiocese. In 1875, the dioceses of Boston and Philadelphia were likewise elevated. The archdiocese began to publish its diocesan newspaper, the Baltimore Catholic Review, since 1913 as the successor to the earlier diocesan publication The Catholic Mirror, published 1833 to 1908. The name has since been shortened to The Catholic Review. In 2012, it changed from weekly to bi-weekly issues, and in December 2015, it transformed again to a monthly magazine. Prelature, in general, prerogative of place. The Archdiocese of Baltimore is led by the prelature of the Archbishop of Baltimore and a corps of auxiliary bishops who assist in the administration of the archdiocese as part of a larger curia. 16 people have served as Archbishop of Baltimore. The current Archbishop is William E. Lowry. In 1858, the Sacred Congregation for the Propagation of the Faith, with the approval of Pope Pius IX, conferred prerogative of place on the Archdiocese of Baltimore. This decree gave the Archbishop of Baltimore precedence over all other archbishops of the United States in councils, gatherings, and meetings of whatever kind of the hierarchy, regardless of the seniority of other archbishops in promotion or ordination. Cathedrals. The Archbishop is concurrently the pastor of the Cathedral of Mary Our Queen in Homeland in North Baltimore and the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, on Cathedral Hill above downtown, near the Mount Vernon Belvedere neighborhood. The co-cathedral. The bishop appoints the cathedral and co-cathedral's rectors. The basilica, built in 1806 to 1821, is the first cathedral and parish constructed in the United States within its boundaries at the time. It is considered the Mother Church of the United States. During the time from the first Bishop John Carroll's installation in 1790 to the dedication of the Old Baltimore Cathedral in 1821, the bishop's throne was at St. Peter's Church, 2 blocks south on the northwestern corner of North Charles Street and West Saratoga Streets, serving as the pro-cathedral with its attached rectory, school and surrounding cemetery. Old St. Peter's, interestingly, was across the street from the Mother Church of the Anglican Church in Baltimore. Old St. Paul's Church, with 4 successive buildings at the site beginning in 1730 at the southeast corner of Charles and Saratoga, in downtown, overlooking the harbor. St. Peter's Roman Catholic parish was raised in 1841. The Archdiocese of Baltimore is one of only 4 United States dioceses that has 2 churches serving as cathedrals in the same city, the others being the Diocese of Honolulu, the Diocese of Burlington and the Diocese of Brooklyn. Other dioceses with 2 cathedrals have them in separate cities. Archbishops of Baltimore. The list of archbishops and the terms of service. John Carroll, S.J. died, had been raised to archbishop in 1808. Leonard Neal, S.J. died. Ambrose Marechal, P.S.S., died. James Whitfield died. Samuel Eccleston, P.S.S., died. Francis Patrick Kenrick died. Martin John Spaulding died. James Roosevelt Bailey died. James Gibbons died. Michael Joseph Curley died. Francis Patrick Keogh died. Lawrence Sheehan retired, deceased. William Donald Borders retired, deceased. William Henry Keeler retired. Edwin Frederick O'Brien appointed Pro-Head Master of the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre of Jerusalem. William Edward Lorry, Coadjutor and Auxiliary Bishops. Following is the list of coadjutor and auxiliary bishops and the terms of service. Once a diocese is raised to archdiocese, the coadjutor also has the rank of archbishop. Dominic Lawrence Gra Essel S.J. posthumous appointment. Leonard Neal S.J. succeeded to C. James Whitfield succeeded to C. Samuel Eccleston P.S.S. succeeded to C. James Gibbons succeeded to C. Alfred Allen Paul Curtis had retired as Bishop of Wilmington. Owen Patrick Bernard Corrigan died. Thomas Joseph Sheehan died. John Michael McNamara appointed Auxiliary Bishop of Washington. Lawrence Joseph Sheehan appointed Bishop of Bridgeport. Jerome Aloysius Dougherty Sebastian died. Lawrence Joseph Sheehan succeeded to C. Thomas Austin Murphy retired. Thomas Joseph Mardaga appointed Bishop of Wilmington. Francis Joseph Gossman appointed Bishop of Raleigh. Philip Francis Murphy died. James Francis Stafford appointed Bishop of Memphis, later appointed Archbishop of Denver, later President of the Pontifical Council for the Laity, created Cardinal, later appointed Major Penitentiary of the Apostolic Penitentiary, retired 2 June 2009. William Clifford Newman retired. John Ricard S.J. appointed Bishop of Pensacola, Tallahassee. Gordon Dunlap Bennett S.J. appointed Bishop of Mandeville in Jamaica. William Francis Mallory appointed Bishop of Wilmington. Mitchell T. Rosansky appointed Bishop of Springfield. Dennis J. Madden. Other affiliated bishops. The following men began the service as priests in Baltimore before being appointed bishops elsewhere: Ignatius A. Reynolds, Bishop of Charleston. John J. Chanch, Bishop of Natchez. William Henry Elder, Archbishop of Cincinnati. Thomas Patrick Roger Foley, Coadjutor Bishop of Chicago. John Samuel Foley, Bishop of Detroit. Thomas Albert Andrew Becker, Bishop of Savannah. Placide Louis Chappelle, Archbishop of New Orleans, Apostolic Delegate to Cuba, Apostolic Delegate to Philippines. John Joseph Keene, Archbishop of Dubuque. Patrick James Donahue, Bishop of Wheeling. William Thomas Russell, Bishop of Charleston. Peter Leo Ireton, Bishop of Richmond. Thomas Joseph Tulin, Archbishop ad personam and Bishop of Mobile. William Joseph Hayfie, Bishop of Scranton. John Joyce Russell, Bishop of Charleston and Richmond. Michael William Hile, Bishop of Wilmington, was Coadjutor of Wilmington, 1958 to 1960. Philip Matthew Hannon, Archbishop of New Orleans. Victor Benito Galeone, Bishop of St. Augustine. F. Richard Spencer, Auxiliary Bishop of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese for the Military Services, USA. Parishes. Operating parishes. Closed parishes. Education. High schools. Shrines of the Archdiocese. Basilica of the National Shrine of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Baltimore, Maryland. Basilica of the National Shrine of St. Elizabeth and Seton Emmitsburg, Maryland. Province of Baltimore. Diocese of Arlington. Diocese of Richmond. Diocese of Wheeling, Charleston. Diocese of Wilmington.